Everyone, I'm just Hannah, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this whole logo thing because I don't think everyone's necessarily on the same page about what the purpose of the logo is. So, what the fuck is a logo? I have a few little examples of some stuff I want to show you. So, this is the main logo of hashing, as I'm sure you all know, but I doubt that very many of you knew what this was when you first started hashing. It was something that you saw over and over time as you got more into the hashing world and learned about different kennels and the culture and stuff like that. You began to instantly associate this with hashing to the point where if you probably see this on the back of someone's car as a bumper sticker, you instantly know that they're a hasher. But that doesn't happen right away. Brand recognition through logos, it kind of comes from a simple design that kind of sticks over time. And for those of you who don't know, I am a design student, which is why I'm interested in this in the first place. So who the fuck is this logo necessarily for? It is for us. It is for other people that know about hashing. It's for when we go road whoring and we show people who we are and we give them our haberdashery and we see theirs and stuff like that. Kind of like a weird sort of networking almost. But our logo is going to be seen and recognized by people who already know what hashing is. And there are a lot of hasher logos out there that are, they try to cram everything about hashing into one logo. So you'll have the rabbit, you'll have the beer, you'll have the flower, the foot, and when you cram everything together like that, it gets kind of messy. And I think something simple that kind of is easily associated with us is probably a little better because everybody already knows that we are the drinking club with the running problem, because everybody is. So, and we are one of the biggest road whores, apparently. I've never been road whoring yet myself, but apparently we're so good at it and we do it so frequently that we even win patches for it. So if we have something that's very unique in Flower City, then we'll have a lot of opportunities to show that off and spread it around. So here are two examples of some logos without the words. Now, whatever logo we end up having, it's going to have words. Words are necessary, but it should also be recognizable without the words and complete with the words. So here are two logos that, without the words, would you know what specific kennel they're part of? Not really. It just has the rabbit, the beer, and you could maybe tell what kind of beer that is if you zoom in really closely. But then with the words, you see who they're from. But there's nothing really unique about them that says, hey, we are Flower City or we are any specific kennel. Sorry, Syracuse. Everybody is a drinking club with a running problem. So what sets us apart? We want to have a logo that combines tradition. Like, we don't want to completely depart from tradition. We want to establish ourselves as, hey, we're part of the big hashing world, but something that makes us unique. So who is Flower City? Oh, oops, getting ahead of myself here. Here's an example of a logo that kind of does that pretty well from H5 Harrisburg Hershey, my hometown. What up? So it does combine a traditional hashing symbol, the foot, with the 5 H's, which is what makes it unique. And it's simple, and I'm sure any of you who've seen this on haberdashery instantly know who it is, but that didn't happen overnight either. You travel to stuff. Those of you who have been to Stinko have definitely seen this logo. So you know who they are, but it's complete with the words, but without the words it still works. So who is Flower City? Here's some basic concepts that I've heard most frequently associated with Flower City. People are very divided on the Rochester City logo. Jenny Cream Ale and regular flour, popular too. I want to get everyone's opinions on what they might want to see in a logo. I want to explore as many options as possible. And one thing I do really like about one of the other logos that's already been used on haberdashery is the Rochester is Flower City. That is a very cool and unique advantage we have, and I think I do hope to use that or take advantage of it in some way. And none of the designs that I had submitted had rabbits on them, but I'm definitely not anti-rabbit. I just didn't realize how popular it was or how many people actually wanted the rabbit on there. So if we could use the rabbit in a way that still makes us unique and that's associated with Flower City, that'd be great. So I want to keep exploring those too. I was going to put a rabbit on here too, but I couldn't find any good ones. These are some hashing related logo rabbits that I found online, and they all look like Microsoft Word clip art. Yikes. There was literally not one good example of a rabbit. So and you've probably seen a bunch on patches that kind of look like this too. So I feel like we can do better, or we can do something different. Who knows? Keeping it simple. Again, this doesn't show every single aspect of hashing. There's no beer in here. There's no shiggy. There's no rabbit, but it's the universal hashing logo. So yeah, so just to show you all how my design process actually works, I do this kind of stuff for school all the time too. So this is kind of like these are the first few rounds of stuff I kind of showed the Virginator to get feedback and opinions. I showed a few other people too. And from that, I narrowed it down to a few things that people liked, and I started kind of refining concepts. And in design language, when you kind of first start thinking of ideas, it's called divergent concepting, which is kind of when you just brainstorm everything you could absolutely think of and get even the weirdest stuff out there. There were some even weirder ones that I didn't even put in this. And then convergent concepting is when you kind of get people's feedback and you like narrow it down. And that's really all I had time to do by the submission deadline. So this was all I got as far. This was as far as I got. But I found out since then that people have a lot of different things that they like and prefer, and especially people aren't too fond of the Flower City flower. So I do want to keep experimenting with this. I love this kind of thing. These are just a few that I did, that I doodled during and on after actually, and then I put into the computer right afterwards to experiment with the rabbit and incorporating the Jenny logo into it. Making it not look like it was pooping was very difficult, so a little proud of myself there. And I went to the mismanagement meeting and showed all this stuff last week, so that's why I have all this like fun little slideshow ready. And at that meeting I was also experimenting with ways to take like the flower logo and kind of wrap it into being like rabbit ears, because the shape can kind of like evoke that if it's done right. So really there's a lot more stuff that I could experiment with. I just need time, really. Yeah, speaking of time, the 3 submissions I did, I think I was kind of the only one who got screwed over by the whole timeline thing, because I am a student, so this can't be my like #1 first priority, you know. So yeah, I want to keep working on this. Good things don't happen quickly. They don't come quickly. So why the fuck do I even care? This probably seems like a ridiculous amount of effort I've put into this. I do this all the time. I do this for school. I do commissions. I do stuff like this. It's what I enjoy. I'm about to graduate and enter into the real design world, and I'm fucking terrified, and I want to get more experience, even if it's very silly stuff like this. So yeah. Hope that helped explain a little more about what a logo is and why I think it could be so great for us to have something unique.
And also you should talk about your survey for everybody.
Oh yeah, okay. So after a suggestion at the mismanagement meeting that I went to, I made up a little survey thing on Google Docs, which maybe that'll be sent out soon, hopefully. It's totally anonymous, and you can write anything you want or give me any suggestions. Just kind of a platform for you to say stuff about like what you associate with Flower City, what you might prefer, what you might not want to see at all. There's a lot of questions on there, opportunities for you to like just kind of share feedback, so I can get an overall idea of who the kennel is and what they want by getting as many people's input as possible. So it's not very long, and hopefully it'll help me out by taking it.
Hold on! Yay!